I know this was supposed to be a serious conversation, but Dominica had me in tears.
We are beating each other against a wall. These discussions are...
Well, at least someone's getting beaten. Someone's wall's getting beaten.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Welcome back to Taste of Reality. Duh. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, and we are reviewing Married at First Sight Australia Season 9, Episode 8. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's go. So we left off the last episode with Holly and Andrew and their huge blow up. Andrew decided that he was going to pack up his things and leave. He says that they've gotten to this point because Holly can't handle rejection. But he told on himself because he said he hasn't been in it and he's been trying, but it's just not working.
I am disappointed. I would rather be sitting in a place with somebody I was very, into, and that sucks, and I've tried, and I literally tried to be into this girl, but I am getting further away from what I want.
Now, this makes more sense to me because I feel like he knew early on that he wasn't going to be as attracted to her as she is to him. And so he's trying to find every excuse in the book to make her not attracted to him. I'm an nymphomaniac. Those aren't his words, but they're mine. What else? Being brutally honest. Just all these different excuses, like withdrawing himself from her. Like, he knows what he's doing. In my opinion, I feel like he knows what he's doing. And he's gotten to the point where he wants her to bail out of the situation instead of him being the one to pull the trigger. So a little later on, we do see Andrew feeling very down because he's missing his daughter's 3rd birthday. And in an attempt to extend an olive branch to him, Holly bakes some cupcakes and writes a note to him just to make him feel a little bit better.
I do appreciate the gesture, but I'm gonna need a little bit more time to think about us as a couple. I need some time to think on my own and to figure out what I'm willing to do moving forward.
Someone in the comments, I think around the first few episodes, was like, I think they are producer plants. And honestly, I'm starting to believe you. I'm starting to be on your side because there's no way you can have these big blow ups and then it just can be smoothed over by a few cupcakes and a note. Like, to me, they have such a volatile up and down relationship. I don't trust it. Something on both sides seems not right. Whether it's producer plants, whether it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't trust this couple, but we'll see how things pan out. So the other volatile couple we have is Celine and Anthony. The experts give them the photo ranking challenge, right? And Celine goes first. And her objective was to rank the men based on how gentlemanly they were. So she puts Anthony kind of at the end of the gentleman scale, at least.
Okay, cool. All right, no worries. I'll be all the way down there. So, I feel like, I've tried to open up. I've tried to do a lot of things, put it out there and try to move it forward a bit.
I cannot wipe what's happened.
The funny thing is, that's not even the kicker of this whole altercation. She says she's tired of him bringing up old stuff whenever she asks him why they are the way they are, why they're at the place that they're at, right? So when he's trying to explain why they've gotten to this place, she's like, but you left. Isn't that also bringing up old stuff, Celine? You're bringing up that he left. That's an old thing. That happened weeks ago. To what she was saying, she's like, that happened like 2 weeks ago. Why are we still bringing up old stuff? Because you're stuck on it. So he has to explain. And even if he didn't explain, time and time again, she keeps doing things to make jabs at him. And she's like, see, he left again. Who's trying to stay with this kind of behavior? Who's trying to stay? I don't know anybody who'd be trying to stay with her. So anyways, the experts give them the audition tapes for them to look over. And the whole time, Celine is on her phone and she's not paying attention at all.
I'll hold the door open. I'll always pay whenever we go out for dinner. I always lead when we dance. I'm 100% old school romantic.
Dad?
Eventually, he gives her the energy that she's looking for, and he kind of pipes up. This is the first time I've really seen him pipe up since their first argument. And I think that's what she wanted. She's like, oh, see, look at him. Oh my gosh, do you see him? How immature, how childish. This is what she wanted. She wanted somebody to match her energy so that she can have an excuse to say, see, it didn't work. This didn't work. He was never really into it. If you poke the bear, he's eventually going to bite you, and you got bit. Sorry. Up next is Olivia and Jackson. I don't have too much to say about them, but the experts give them the values ranking task, which is a new task that they implemented this season. And basically it's where the couples rank sex, money, occupation, stuff in an order of importance. And these two proved how compatible they really are.
Same.
Are you sure you didn't just change your mind?
Positive. Look at the numbers. I numbered the back of them. It's awkward.
Little by little, my skepticism for this couple is diminishing. So I don't want to be too optimistic as of yet, but things are looking really good. The experts said that they matched almost 100% on compatibility, and clearly that seems to be the case. They have yet to hit a rough patch, and I think it's necessary for them to hit a rough patch because it's very telling how your partner handles conflict on whether or not y'all are going to make it long term. So I hope that they're able to have a conflict but also bounce back from it, and then maybe I'll put my hope in this couple. Ella and Mitch are next, and even though they have one of the better sexual connections, mentally they haven't been able to get on the same page. So they were given a task to write their burning questions for each other. And Mitch, I don't know if he just didn't understand the assignment. I don't know if he doesn't care to get deep, but he was very surface level.
So hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. Where's the craziest place that you've ever had sex?
Probably just the ocean.
In the water?
The ocean, yeah.
How'd you lubricate?
I mentioned before that my biggest worry about them is the fact that it's purely sexual tension. We haven't seen them have a tough conversation. We haven't seen them have conflict. So hopefully now that Ella's kind of coming back to reality, the rose-colored glasses are coming off, she'll be able to challenge Mitch a little bit. Mitch was very skeptical coming into this process, so maybe he does have his guard up. I don't know if that's a natural thing or if that's a thing that's being shown because of the process. Maybe the process is overwhelming for him, but we need him to break down a wall or two. Okay, y'all have too good of a sexual chemistry to let a good thing go because of your fear of intimacy and vulnerability, because intimacy is more than sex. Dominica and Jack are up next and talking about sexual intimacy. There's this fizzling. There's this dwindling down. And when they're doing the values ranking, Dominica takes this moment to maybe give him a slight nudge and let him know, hey, sex is lacking and you got to step it up.
It was weird because I didn't think that he would put that second. He's not willing to have sex with me at the moment, and clearly I want sex more than he does. But do you think having good sex and being able to have sex that satisfies both people and is what both wants?
I think it's something that naturally comes in a relationship. Personally.
Does it though?
I think so.
So as they're both doing the ranking, it comes to light that they prioritize sex differently. And although it's in the top two, he wants kids more than he wants good sex, and she wants good sex more than she wants kids. I feel like it's not that big of a difference. If it was a dead last, then maybe it would have been ooh, you got a problem on your hands. So they're talking, right, in the kitchen. And Dominica is saying, I've given you all these advances and you're just not biting. I don't understand what's going on. Turns out she was on her period. So forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's more common for men to want to pause when you're on the reds and wait until it's over. But she thought like, excuse me, I'm horny, doesn't matter. We're supposed to be having sex. So in an attempt to kind of understand whether he's in the wrong or not, he invites over Al. Child, I don't know why he would invite over Al, but he invites over Al and Jackson for some advice.
So she wanted to have sex on her period.
Which is fine.
But it's fine.
I was
You've tried?
Well, no, this is the thing. I stopped trying because I wanted to take a step back. I was like, okay, she's on a period, I'll give her a space. Like,
Yeah.
Of course, they get moody and shit.
Well, it's not even that, dude. It's not that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not that.
I guess I'm in the minority. I thought a lot more people were not running red lights, but clearly it's a thing that just everybody does. I think it's a little bit unsanitary, unless if you have like the flex disc. I don't know if you guys know what a flex disc is, but like nothing will come out. So maybe, I don't know, but so I know some people will be like, I know this is so vulgar, I'm so sorry. I know some people are like, oh, just lay down a towel. No, absolutely not. Either way, I don't know if he decided to run the red light, but they did get intimate and she does feel a lot better about their relationship. And he's understanding that, you know, be a little bit more sexually aggressive. She wants that. She wants that sexual intimacy because everything else seems to be, you know, check across the board. It's just that sexual desire. And I was thinking to myself, maybe you guys think the same. Maybe he's just a lower desire person. You know, it's oftentimes that it's the woman who's a lower desire person when it comes to sex. But when we see it in a guy, we almost want to like question his manhood or question his sexuality. But that's just the reality in this situation. Dominica desires sex more than... It's Jack, right? More than Jack does. And sometimes, even though you give your advances, he might just not be in the mood, girl. I wonder how that's going to pan out. I really hope that they dive into that later on in the season. But yeah, I think that's all I have for them. Last but not least is Selena. I always want to call her Celine. Selena and Cody. Now, so I might have some controversial opinions when it comes to this. So I'm ready for the fists. I'm ready for us to fight in the comments. Here we go. So they're given the photo ranking challenge, right? And I'm pretty sure Cody put, what's her name? Samantha at the front because he likes beachy blonde, you know, light eyes, that kind of aesthetic. And then he lines up the women after and he places Selena secondish. Yeah, he places her second, right?
Yeah, I obviously feel awful. It's but I suppose I based this a lot more on like those first, like if I didn't know any of you. Obviously, I'm always gonna choose you and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Yeah, it just doesn't ever feel like it. I just never feel like I'm good enough for you. I've had nothing but people talk shit about my looks my whole life, and that's my own insecurity.
To me, I feel like when I look at Selena, I look at her trying to have Eurocentric beauty standards, and it's hurtful to see, personally. And here's why. I don't have a problem with people dyeing their hair. Listen, I dye and perm my hair all the time, okay? That's not my issue. But I feel like the aesthetic she tries to achieve is kind of to look like Samantha. And it was interesting later on in the episode how Cody was like, no, I do find you attractive. That beachy hair thing, like, I love that. But I'm like, that beachy, natural blonde hair, that's not her. And the contacts, that's not her. Her eyes are not blue. Her hair is not blonde. And it's, I don't know. So then later on, they're talking about attractiveness. And she's like, is your hesitancy because of my race? And he's like, well, maybe?
I think it did honestly have something did play at it initially. I'm not racist by any means, but it's not something I'm familiar with. Like, to be honest, that, yeah, short answer, it probably did. It's not something that bothers me or I'm worried about. I've always sort of been open to the idea. It's just not something I've never normally gone for.
This was such a tough section for me to watch because I'm watching someone be seen as objectively attractive, but not subjectively, like to him. Like Cody just doesn't feel that for her. And I feel like it does, I'm kind of with her. I feel like it does have to do with her Asian features. And then I'm also seeing her having beautiful Asian features and then almost wanting to disregard them in order to gain favor. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to delve into it anymore because I know it's going to turn controversial in the comments, but I don't know. Guys, let me know how you felt. Do you feel like she's trying to achieve Eurocentric standards, beauty standards? Do you think he maybe is biased to more Eurocentric beauty standards? I want to know how you guys feel. Next week, I think it's going to be Sunday, is the recommitment ceremony. I'm ready for the experts to light it up. Ooh, I'm so ready. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.